right, hello everybody. Welcome back to our Thursday NFL predictions. We're going to talk about Week 13. I got my boy Isaac on hand today, so we can run through Week 13. This one won't be, I think, a very long and complicated endeavor for us, but it'll be fun to chit-chat and break it down. Obviously, if you haven't yet, go check out Takeaway Tuesday and then jump on over to this. Remember to like, follow, share, and subscribe to all of our social media, as moving forward it'd be very helpful in getting past the tricky algorithm that we deal with every single day. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and start it off. Let's talk Seahawks at Cowboys Thursday night. Who you got?
I'm not usually a big Cowboys fan, but honestly, I might have to go with the boys this time. They've been looking good this season, honestly, and I hate saying it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going to take the Cowboys too.
Yeah.
I think that I mean, they just look really organized, and the Seahawks still look. The Seahawks still look really beat. I say it every week. I actually don't understand how they look so. They have Lockett and Metcalf at receiver.
I mean, they started off hot this season.
Yeah,
I
man.
don't understand what happened.
Walker was injured at running back last week, which took a little bit of the wind, I think, out of their sails. But
so, with no run game rule to support.
Inconsistent play out of Geno Smith, while Dak Prescott has been blowing up defenses and racking up points.
Dak's home, Geno's away, that pressure
It's a prime time. Dak is going to want to show up. CeeDee Lamb will go off like he normally does.
He's going to have to. It's a Thursday night game. They have the whole day to themselves.
They got to keep getting their run game going, too.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard's been kind of sitting around for a minute. We need to get Tony Pollard rolling. I'm pretty sure there's a whole group of fantasy people out there who would love to see Tony Pollard go off. I'm coincidentally not one of them. I'm sure he plays against me, but I don't even want to deal with that. Man, so we're both going to take Dem Boys over the Seahawks. Let's move along to Colts at Titans. What do you got?
I got Indianapolis.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Colts. The Colts just, again, feel really consistent.
You said they have a rookie quarterback in us for the Titans, right?
The Titans still have Will Levis playing.
Yes, Will Levis.
I like to relate Will Levis to a younger Brett Favre in the sense of kind of gunslinger mentality. Pretty poised under pressure, hits his targets for the most part, but still in a system that's fairly new to him when it comes to being a starter. Gardner Minshew is by no means the greatest starting quarterback, and Indianapolis has their shit too. But I think
a little more put together.
I think when you look at the two matchups, I think that they're also favored, but I think the Colts are just gonna look cleaner.
The Colts too. Nice.
Yeah, both of us gonna take the Indianapolis Colts over the Titans. Let's move on to Chargers at Patriots. Who you got?
This is hard for me to say because I'm from the AFC West and I don't like the Chargers, but we're going to go with the Chargers. I just feel like LA needs this push, and they're better than the Patriots this season, which is stats-wise.
I mean, the Giants are better than the Patriots.
Everyone's better than the Patriots now that Brady's no longer there.
Yeah, man, the Belichick-Patriot era is in question, as it looks like Belichick coincidentally might move on to the Chargers in the offseason, I've heard, as a
That would
rumor.
be hilarious.
But, the Patriots are done for the year. I think they're beat up. They can't decide who their quarterback is. Mac Jones played half of the game last weekend. Bailey Zappi played the other half. They can't play consistent, and the Chargers, while also looking lackluster, I think are going to get the upper hand on this beat-up Patriots team. That takes both of us to taking the Chargers.
Don't take that lightly, though.
This Raiders fan is hurting over here. You feel it?
I don't like my team, but I still rap them.
Oh, man.
We'll talk about you little assholes in a bit.
On to the Detroit Lions and the New Orleans Saints.
There's a team I can get behind is the damn Lions. They are crushing it this season.
Those Motor City Kitties are looking fish.
Hey, let's get the Motor City Kitties to all the way, guys. They need a championship. I'm tired of them being a laughingstock. They need to get one way before the Browns ever do.
Yeah, I mean, they had the little stutter this last week of getting beat by Green Bay on Thanksgiving. They were favored by well over 9 points.
Congrats to Green Bay, though. You pulled it through.
Cleaned it up. Yeah, they definitely, my pack cleaned it up, and we played good football. No turnovers. That's kind of the key to the
good, healthy
offense.
Football. How you keep it clean.
No turnovers. Just try to put points on the board. The Lions are generally really good at doing that. They have a wicked offense. Their defense holds up. And, the Saints should be better than they are. Derek Carr does not seem to be as fit in as he was in the early parts of the season.
No, but then again, me being a Raiders fan, I know and remember what that's like.
I feel like I don't have anything really bad on Derek Carr. I didn't mind his time in with the Raiders. I feel like he was forced out. I feel like a lot of people think he was forced
out. Josh Daniels knew that he didn't have that locker room, and Derek Carr did. So in order for him to take control, he had to get rid of the guy that had basically the team behind his back.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
You can't have someone going out there not wanting to do your plays and then want him to stick around, even though that was the dumbest move. The dumbest move the Raiders could have done was bringing in Josh McDaniels. But that's a different conversation for a different day.
Well, they paid for it, and now they got Antonio Pierce running their team.
AP, hope you can do it, bud.
Yeah, I mean, something new, something fresh, and also a different player mindset I think is going to be good for them. But
we'll see.
The Lions, again, I always kind of go back to it. The Lions just look vastly more consistent at play than the Saints do. Not being able to get Kamara rolling, Michael Thomas, and Tyson Hill not playing the role that he normally plays. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Lions on this one. Yep. It's hard to bet against Detroit with the momentum they seem to have outside of Thanksgiving. Every other game they've been playing pretty lights out football. So we're both going to take Detroit over the Saints. That moves us to a lackluster football game at best between the Atlanta Falcons at the New York Jets. I will go ahead and say it first. I've obviously been an avid supporter of the Jets with the prospect of my boy Aaron Rodgers playing football. It does sound like he wants to play Week 16, which
would be crazy.
The Christmas Eve game, coincidentally.
Crazy.
I think if they lose this week, they're like completely out of playoff contention. I'm pretty sure last week they had like a 0.4 chance of getting into the playoffs.
Now it's like...
I'm pretty sure with the Dolphins loss, they're probably eliminated. But even if they're not, even if they have a scratch of chance, the quarterbacks that they currently have are not going to get them to Week 16 for Aaron Rodgers to play hero. I think their year is just about done. And if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I take the rehab a little bit longer. I slow it down, and I get ready for next August where I can try again.
And hopefully get some receivers that you like.
Yeah, man, I like their core for the most part. Like, Garrett Wilson is good, but he's young. He fumbles the ball when he shouldn't. They need to run the ball more. That's
definitely.
They bail on Breece Hall a lot. Breece
needs to run the ball. They need to run, and then when you think you have them, hit a play action every once in a while.
You got Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook. Both runners
work.
Yeah, both runners are exceedingly good. Tyler Conklin, tight end, isn't bad either.
No,
he's kind of mid when you look at the world of tight ends. But
he's still got potential though.
When you have young quarterbacks, a young quarterback tight end combo is really good. A lot of players like to dump down to the tight end when they get. I mean, Patrick Mahomes likes to throw to Kelsey more than anybody.
That's why they have that chemistry.
Yeah, but I mean, the Jets just seem disheveled. The Falcons actually came out and played really good football last weekend with Desmond Ridder back in the helm. With all the injuries that they've dealt with, Bijan Robinson finally running the ball, Drake London getting involved. I gotta take the Falcons over the Jets. I hate doing that because I really want the Jets to go, but it's gonna be bad to watch.
They could have a tie and I'll be happy about it. Yeah. I've got the Falcons on that game as well. It's kind of hard, although I don't really see much for it. It's not going to be a high-scoring game in my opinion.
If the Jets' defense can show up, I think there's going to be you could almost argue that the Jets can pull it out.
Yeah,
their defense is amazing, but like that defense has to be on the field so much with a just awful Jets offense right now.
They get tired at the fourth if you have them on there too much.
Yeah,
Wilson.
you can have great guys like Sauce Gardner on your team, but if Sauce is on the field
too much
the entire game, you're going to get burnt by the end of the game.
You have no Sauce at the end of the game.
No, for sure. For sure. He's going to get burnt in covers. That's for sure. So that means both of us are going to take the Falcons over the Jets. Excuse me. On to Cardinals at Steelers. Cardinals have Kyler Murray back these last couple weeks. It has not entirely paid out for them.
No.
Kyler's rusty. He still looks like he wants it, but that team is exhausted. However, the Steelers just had their first game with 400 yards in it last week.
That took them that long.
Oh, they generally are not outscored, but out-yarded by every team.
Damn.
They are overperformed by every other team they play, and somehow still have a winning record, including beating a just battered Cincinnati Bengals team this last week in a low-scoring affair, but they got the 400-yard mark. That's impressive enough for them.
Yeah.
It's hard to not go with the consistency again, and Pittsburgh still winning ball games. I want to believe that Kyler can revitalize that team, but I think their team is done for the year. I'm going to take the Steelers.
I would have to agree with you. I'm not a huge Arizona kind of guy. And Kyler, like you said, he just hasn't been connecting or looking good ever since he's come back. I mean, the dude is basically short like Russell, where he can barely see over the line to begin with. He's got to make space, and he looks timid from that injury.
Yeah, so. I mean, I think. Well, especially when you come into the season so late, and his contract is very up in the air. It sounds more and more every day like they're going to trade him in the offseason.
So that could all be messing with the games, and so...
Yeah, I think everything for him right now is an audition for another unit into the offseason, and there are plenty of teams that should look for somebody with talent like that. If I'm him, I try to go someplace like the Giants, kind of.
That'd be a good organization.
Yeah, don't deal with Daniel Jones anymore. Try to get a mobile quarterback in there.
Get someone that can move and actually do a little.
Give Saquon a hand, man. Give
somebody,
because
Saquon needs it. Yeah.
Yeah, he can't run that team by himself.
Both got Pittsburgh on that one.
Yeah, we're both gonna take the Steelers. On to Dolphins at Commanders. Who you got?
Oh, the Dolphins all the way. I mean, I don't even have to break into the damn team. They have been so killer this year that it's just like...
They've been rough with teams that have winning records, but this is not going to be the case this week. The Commanders do not have that, and no matter how much they try to look good, I think the Dolphins are just
Who's starting for the Commanders again?
Sam Howell.
Oof.
Which, he throws a lot of touchdown passes and stuff like that. But again, it's a battle of consistency. Their defense took a hit when they traded Chase Young and Montez Sweat away.
Tua's been killing it down there with Tyreek. I mean, everything that they do, they can run the ball, they can do play action. Hell, if they need to, Tua can take it.
Yeah, I mean, they beat up the Jets this last week on Black Friday, and no doubt that... I think they just have the momentum going into this game.
Yeah,
so we are both going to take Miami in this game. Dolphins over Commanders. On to Broncos at Texans, and I think this is going to be one of those first spots where we actually disagree here.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Texans. Again, I have a very obvious record on this program of not liking the Broncos, and that still stands true. However, their consistency is undeniable as they're on a 5-game run.
That's the only reason why I've picked them for this game, for this week. I'm not... Pardon the shirt. This is a wrestling shirt. Plug John or Denver 316. Stone Cold 316. But no, they've just been, like you said, on the 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, they're rolling.
They somehow got everything to start clicking. Sean Payton maybe finally got the cobwebs off of his fucking brain.
Yep.
Russell Wilson is finally letting it ride. I hate saying any of this. I don't agree with anything that I am saying right now entirely, but I'm still backing it because I see them going on a 6-game win streak in Houston.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they definitely have a lot of momentum going in. The only reason I take the Texans is C.J. Stroud is still rolling. Their game this last week where they lose on a 59-yard attempted kick that hit the crossbar. Absolute hell of an effort out of that team. He's obviously rolling with Nico Collins and Singletary in the backfield and Dell catching a lot of touchdown passes. I think they have a lot of momentum. It's going to be in Houston. That stadium was absolutely rocking this last weekend.
Should be a good game.
I think if anything, I thought that the Broncos would stutter with the Browns because of the Browns' defense, but the Browns' offense just could not put up points.
Such an interesting fucking score.
Yeah, to save their life, they couldn't get it done.
It was a score 29-12, right?
Yeah,
Such a weird score.
It was a messy game for them.
But hey, Denver, you pulled off the W again to keep that 5-game win streak going. So
yeah,
congrats.
I think this is actually going to be a competitive ball game.
Congrats,
I think these teams are going to go at it.
Excited to see it.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. So yeah, I'm going to take the Texans. He's taking the Broncos. We're going to split on this one.
But, we'll see how it goes.
On to Panthers at Bucks. Bucks favored. Panthers year is...
Bucks all day, baby. We got Mayfield killing it down there.
Yeah, they can't get Bryce Young to throw a touchdown pass if you literally paid him to in Carolina.
I mean, that's what they're paying him to do.
Dude, the Bucks literally, the Bucks don't look that good either, but I think in a battle of two lackluster teams... Again, this is
Mayfield is a little bit more consistent when it comes to it than...
He fits into their unit, to the Bucks unit.
He really does.
I think this game is going to feel a lot like Falcons-Jets. It's going to be pretty lackluster.
Very lackluster. Probably a low-scoring, high-defense game.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to take Bucks over Panthers.
Bucks over Panthers.
So we're going to unite on that one, take Bucks over Panthers. And that heads to Browns at Rams. Rams favored. Browns coming off of an absolute devastator with Denver. Their quarterback is in concussion protocol, to my knowledge, too.
Still.
They were running a rookie quarterback. So that'll probably stick them with P.J. Walker unless they call up Joe Flacco from their practice squad.
Which I'm still so shocked that they signed Flacco. But in the off chance the Browns pull something off, and the Ravens end up getting there too, it would be just hilarious to have that all talk on the internet.
Well, you just need, like, all you need in their unit right now is somebody consistent to throw the ball.
Yes,
they were trying to go with the rookie and kind of seed him in a little bit.
I mean, Flacco's got skill. He's a veteran quarterback.
Well, and anybody who does this job right now for them is temporary, as Deshaun Watson has a $240 million fully guaranteed contract.
The moment my favorite masseuse's patient comes back.
Yeah, he's rehabbing hard, you can tell.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't feel the same confidence this week in the Browns as I did last week. I'm gonna take the Rams, Matt Stafford back into the mix.
LA once again, I go LA with the Rams this time. So yeah, I agree with you on that. Stafford has been consistent at least.
Yeah, coming off that hand injury, I was worried. He's still wearing a brace, but
he's fine. He's tough as nails. When he was playing in Detroit, that boy would take everything he needed.
Hard to play with Detroit as long as he did and not be an absolute tough quarterback.
He needs to be tough and rugged if he did what he did in Detroit, which he is. So hats off to you on that.
Absolutely. We are both going to take LA over the Browns.
Yep.
That moves us to what I actually think is going to be the game of the week. I think it's actually listed as the game of the week.
Yes, I would
at
agree.
The 225 spot. And that'll be 49ers at Philly. Man, it's really tough to deny that both teams have a ton of momentum right now.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The Eagles pull it off late against the Bills, which I thought was going to be... I didn't think it was going to be that close, to be honest. I didn't think that would be an overtime game, but the Bills took them to the limit. And, man, the defense for the 49ers right now is terrifying.
It is,
you got Nick Bosa and Chase Young running the outside. They have like 30 combined sacks now.
You got Bosa going against an African-American quarterback.
Oh, man.
You know how he is when he gets some stacks on them blacks.
Man, it's gonna be a vicious game. I'm going to take the Niners. I think Brock Purdy is going to absolutely roll.
You think Purdy's got it, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to take Purdy,
I got hurt in the boys. I like the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm going to take Philly on this one.
I always think both offensive units have amazing weapons.
Yes, they do.
But especially with the Niners, when you have
that
Debo,
defense, you might pull this one.
Well, on the offense, when you have Debo and C-Mac and Kittle all healthy, they've been hitting Ayuk a lot more. I think that's going to look, even if the Niners lose, this is going to be a high scoring, high octane game.
This is going to be a shootout of a game, and I'm excited to see
it. The Niners have to contain Jalen Hurts, try to keep him away from A.J. Brown.
That's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely tough. So
that's going to be hard.
I think this is going to be the barn burner game of the week if I really have to go with one. Yeah.
Split on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Niners. He's going to take the Eagles. That's going to be a good one. On to Sunday night. The Kansas City Chiefs roll into Lambeau to play my Green Bay Packers. As always, I always struggle to pick against my boys, and I still won't. Go Pack, go. It's not a thing. The Packers rolled through Detroit on Thanksgiving after being a 10-point underdog. I think if we can play the same quality of good, clean, turnover-free football, we stand a chance against any team right now. It's a refreshing thing coming off of a few losses that were just nasty, just bad losses. But I'm gonna take the Packers over the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pick the Chiefs because they obviously crushed the hell out of my Raiders. Honestly, I'm with John though when it comes to it. Go Pack, go! I love the Packers. They've always been a great team. For me, I definitely also just can't cheer for the Chiefs. Mahomes hasn't been looking consistent with his receivers. At least I should say the receivers haven't been looking consistent at all.
Yeah, and I mean Travis Kelce is still averaging under 100 yards when T Swift isn't there, and she ain't gonna be in Lambeau. She's on a world tour right now. So I think we're gonna contain Travis Kelce, and the Kelce City Swifties may get a little chilly in Lambeau this week.
It's going to be a cold one for them up there. Yeah. But we definitely got Packers agreed again.
Yeah, both Packers over the Chiefs. And that'll move us to the Monday night game. Bengals at Jags. I think this one's going to, again, kind of be a weird, lackluster primetime game. With the Bengals obviously not having Joe Burrow, and that shows a lot. And Jacksonville has been rolling with Trevor Lawrence here these last couple weeks.
That they really have. Trevor's been killing it. Honestly, he's looking like he was back in college.
Yeah, I mean, ETN is revitalizing their run game. Calvin Ridley finally catching balls after I cut him from my fantasy team. Thank you, Calvin.
Always tends to happen like that, doesn't
Love it, Calvin. I drafted you and you let me down, and the second I cut you, all of a sudden you're a touchdown magnet. You just don't want my fantasy team to win.
Evil man.
How
But
dare you.
anywho, I got the Jaguars in that one. Who do you get?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jags
Yeah,
over
you're
the
going Jacksonville
Bengals.
with that one?
I still like the weapons that the Bengals have, but with Boyd and Chase, Mixon still trying to put the team on his back, but with a quarterback that is unfamiliar. He looked a little bit more prepared going into the Steelers game, but if you can't put points on the board, you can't win, and they did not do that this week.
You don't want to leave it up to your kicker like we used to back with Janikowski, guys. Trust me.
Now, you got to get into the red zone. You got to not force turnovers or whatever. Browning threw a ball directly to a Steeler this last week. You just can't have those things happen.
Do that.
You got to be ready to go. And a team that's so used to the postseason, the second Joe Burrow's gone, they just do not look like a complete unit now. I think they're going to limp through this game, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to take Jacksonville over the Bengals.
Going with the Kitties.
And we will both be taking Jacksonville to seal off the predictions for this week. Again, if you haven't yet, run on over, check out the Takeaway Tuesday video from Week 12. Remember to give us a like, follow, share, and subscribe on all social media here on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to say that every single time.
Until you tell me, Elon.
Yeah, Facebook. I'm going to do this every time. For such an avid SpaceX supporter, you'd think I'd just call it X, but it's really hard to break away from Twitter. Again, guys, thank you for joining us, and remember to do more than simply exist and come with me into the Uncharted. We'll see you guys next week.